Well, welcome back to the Timeline Ranch. It's the first full day I'm here. Let's take a little walk around and I'll talk about projects I'd like to get done this trip. Beautiful day, birds chirping, sun shining, and the wind's blowing. Little 400-watt wind turbine there. It's looking a lot greener out here for sure after that half-inch of rain. Let's talk about projects real quick. This is my new heat exchanger that I built. Nothing fancy. If you didn't catch the other video when I was talking about it. So my existing heat exchanger, let's take a look at that real quick. So I've been using this for a little over 3 years now. It's got some heat cracks right in here because the coals are sitting directly on it, and when it doesn't have water in it, it gets as hot as the coals basically, and then it cools, so over time that causes stress cracks. So I think the solution to that is to separate the coals from the copper. Got a piece of diamond plate cut. Drilled a hole in it to put the fresh air intake so that it doesn't draw the hot air out of the chamber where the copper is going to be in the bottom. This will be the top portion that'll have the fire and everything on it. The heat will transfer through to the coil. I just welded some little rod steel in there to hold it up against that. And I'll just leave this sticking out the bottom. This is our intake and return. I'll cut them off to whatever length works out right over there on the existing lines. And I've got a couple copper unions to attach it back to the other one. And I think that'll fix my problem. I might have to cut this hole a little bit bigger to allow for that 2-inch steel nipple to go in there. And I might have to cut this hole right here to get the new copper tubing through there. I'm just going to scrap this stuff. It's K copper too. It wasn't thin wall. You know, it's the thickest copper you can get. It was tough to bend. Not as tough as this tight circle I did here was. Anyway, that's one of my projects. I've already been in the well. There's no water in there. The water that's in the pond didn't get high enough where it would refill the well. I've got these two last beams out here. They were columns. I'm going to make it into a beam, or at least one of them into a beam. If you didn't catch the other video, I went ahead and pre-drilled all the holes for the clips for the floor joist. This will be the support for the second floor on the big dome that's going to go right in this area here. It's a 25-foot dome here. So that'll have 6-inch channel coming off of that for the floor joist later. I got everything out of the trailer that I can't have in there when I dump it, so it's ready to dump at this point. That's the base plate that I cut off of this column here. This is the one I'm going to use for the support the floor. 25 foot long. Should do a good job at it. This one I'm gonna leave like this for now. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do with it, but and I got the rest of the culvert pipe I had gotten for free off a job. I'm gonna take it right over here on the edge of the road and dump it. Let's go over there real quick. Yeah, probably just back the trailer up right in this area and dump it. Should be out of the way where I can still make my turn to get out of here easy. Then later when I get the machine back out, I'll haul the beams around there and set them out of the way. They're in the building. While the kids aren't here on this trip, I'd really like to finish capping these stairs with these concrete pieces that I made of the riverbed gravel from out here. Get this finished up and go ahead and put the caulking on all the joints. You know, basically complete it. basically toe boards and steps to go. This upper one, due to these being 1.5 inches thick, I'm going to need to recess this right here and then put that plywood back down a little bit lower, because I want 1/2 inch of this, concrete piece sticking up so that it'll meet the tile and 1/4 inch hardy backer on the other side of this threshold and the door for the upstairs here. And while I'm working in this area, I've also got some 1-inch, 6 1-inch conduit EMT that need to run up here to a junction box that'll be here, and then later there'll be a through pipe to another junction box on the exterior to run conduit out to a 6 kilowatt photovoltaic panel array out there. Also need to run some conduit for a switch here, which will turn on or off. I'll put a two-way switch on that one, a light above this door, and I'll put another switch right at the top of the stairs for when you're going in the room, you can turn it off. So I'll have to put some power out of my switch box that's there on the interior of the room up, to feed these two as well. And I'd like to go ahead and insulate and sheetrock this. Maybe I'll go ahead and tape and float it too. I brought a bucket of sheetrock mud. I've got some aesthetic little keyway that's going to go right here that I've cut out of the scrap from cutting these fossilized limestone pieces. That's the other reason I brought the tape and sheetrock mud, to float these joints here so that I can put that on and it will make it easier on me later. I'm basically going to have the same setup that I have on this side for the solar. It's 6 1-inch EMT, as there's going to be basically 6 separate systems that are going to run down through that. Smaller conduit makes it easier to fish through the wall. And we'll see how much sheetrock I have left. If I have some more, I may go upstairs and finish out this wall here for the stairwell on the other side, on the room side. So underneath the stairwell, my little storage closet I'm going to have here, I've got my main 200 amp panel here. I'd like to go ahead and get that in too, because I keep having to move it around. The 2-inch rigid pipe there, the steel pipe, is for that panel, and then the panels right here, that's supposed to go in there. That's the cover plate and the panel. It'd be good to have this whole little area buttoned up if I could. I may go ahead and make there's going to be a big drawer underneath the landing for the stairs. I've already got the rails for the drawer. I decided to do that. Yeah, I just finished up some loose ends. This trip was mainly about getting those big columns out here while the roads were probably still in fairly good condition. And that's mission accomplished on that already. So the rest of the time I'll spend tooling away at these little odd projects. If I run out of stuff in here, which I doubt that'll happen, let's go over there by the pond. So over here on my fence line that I did a few trips back, if you caught the videos, I've got all these angle braces that I need to drill through, and I've got some 4-flue milling bits to drill through this cast iron. It's pretty tough stuff to drill through with a regular bit. It kills your bit pretty quick. So I may do that. Something else on my to-do list. I need to get this back portion of the fence done and tied into that old ranch fence over there on both sides, on this side and then on the other side of that ridge, which is, I still need quite a bit of fencing ran over there. That way I can take down this old ranch fence that's cutting off my other 12 acres on the other side there, going towards the mountain, so I can dig the upper pond a little later. Well, that's my project I'd like to get done this trip. we'll see how much of it I actually get done. I'll see you on the next one.